Today we're going to talk about fractions in the easiest way that you can possibly understand. Now raise your hand if you know the multiplication tables. Excellent. That's all you need to really start knowing fractions. That's why it's so important to memorize your multiplication tables as early as possible, because when you memorize your multiplication tables, right, you could do a lot of other math cool and fast. For example, does anybody know how much is 4 times 8? Say it. 32. As you guys know, there's different ways to write 4 times 8, right? That means 4 times 8. This also can mean 4 times 8. When you have a dot, a little dot. And if you put a number and the parenthesis outside, this also means 4 times 8. There's different ways to write multiplication. Understood?
Yes, sir.
This all equals 32. Understood?
Yes, sir.
But now if I said 32, what is this symbol right here I'm doing?
Divide.
Division. Divided by 8.
Equals 4.
Obviously, right? And as you guys know, there's different ways, right? To what? To write division. This also means 32 divided by 8, right? This also means 32 divided by 8, which you call use for long division. And this also means 32 divided by 8. Now the one that we're talking about specifically, all this equal to what?
4.
The one that we're of interest today is when we do this right here. 32 divided by 8. Okay? That is a fraction. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about numbers now. Okay? If I say the number 1, is that a fraction?
No. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, it's not in fraction form, but it can be turned into a fraction because we know that 1 divided by 1 is a fraction. Right?
Yes, sir.
And what is that equal to? 1. 1 divided by 1 equals 1, because 1 times 1 equals what? 1, right? What about 2? Is that a fraction?
Yes.
No, not yet. What do I have to do to make it into a fraction? I have to say 2 divided by what? 1, and that is equals what?
2.
Okay? So what does 2 mean? What does the word number 2 mean? Let's say I have 2 what? 2 pizzas, right? Right? And if I divide it among one person, Master Roberto, how many pizzas did Master Roberto get if it's only him, one person? 2 pizzas. But if I have to divide it with Master Roberto and Coach Katie, how many pizzas does each get?
1.
Okay, so 2 divided by 2 equals what? 1. And now I have to divide the 2 pizzas between Master Roberto, Coach Katie, Coach Joe, and Coach Formica. How many pizzas does each get?
1.
Well, let's think about that. Well, if I break it down the middle, this can go to Master Roberto, this can go to
2.
Coach Katie, this half right here can go to Coach Joe, and this half right here can go to Coach Formica. So, therefore, if I have to split 2 pizzas among 4 people, it's 2 divided by 4, which is a fraction. Understand?
Yes, sir.
And as we can see, right, everybody gets a half of one pizza. This is equal to 1 half. We'll talk about that more specifically. You understand?
Yes, sir.
The first step is understanding that fractions usually are regular numbers divided by either 1, right? Or by a bigger number giving us a smaller amount of a whole thing, like a pizza, right? I have a pizza, but I want to make it like a very cool pizza, you know? I want to put a lot of ingredients, so wait 1 second. Let's make this giant pizza. Real size, okay? And I'm going to tell the people in the pizza, that I actually want to make it. How many slices does this pizza have so far?
6.
6 slices. I want to say, you know what? I love cheese. That's my favorite slice. So I want half of the pizza What number was that? 1/2. Keep those numbers around. 1/2 of the pizza, I want it to be what? Cheese. So let's draw the cheese here. Cheese. But you know, Pastor Roberto, I also love pepperoni, so I would like at least, you know, one slice to be pepperoni. Can you do that for me? Sure, why not? One pepperoni. Pam, 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 pam. Now, what other ingredient can we put? Let's put, what? Nah, sauce is hard to draw.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms. So I can put little mushrooms. Silence. Silence. Nobody talks. Mushrooms in the pizza, right? One more ingredient. I got one more slice for one more ingredient.
Bacon.
We'll put a strip of bacon over here.
Oh, yeah, bacon.
Okay? And bacon. Now, check it out. Half of the pizza is what?
Cheese.
Actually, let's put it into terms of slices. How many? 3 out of how many slices were cheese?
3.
6, right?
3.
1, 2, 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 out of 6 slices equals what?
1/2.
Cheese. There's a cheese pizza. How many slices or what? Eh? Pepperoni. How many slices were pepperoni? 1. So 1 out of 6 was what?
Pepperoni.
Right? Good. How many slices are mushrooms?
1.
1 out of what?
6.
How many slices were bacon?
1.
Understand? 1 out of how many? Let me ask you a question, right? When I put all the slices together, we have how much? How much do we have? One whole pizza, right?
Yes.
Let's see if this is true, okay? So we have 3 6 plus what?
3.
Plus 1 6, right? Plus what? Plus 1 6 plus 1 6. In fractions, this is the key you have to understand when you're adding fractions. The denominator, okay, this number right here in the bottom, we call what? Denominator. And the top one we call the numerator. That in order to add fractions, the denominators have to what? Stay the same. So when they are the same, we can add the numerators, right? So how much is 3 plus 1?
4.
Plus 1?
5.
Plus 1?
6.
What do we got? 6
6.
divided by 6. And what's 6 divided by 6?
1.
And what does that 1 stand for?
1 whole pizza.
One whole pizza, right? Understand? Alright, so now you guys understand a little bit how fractions work, right? There's something that describes a part of a whole, right? For those a little more advanced, if you do a long division on the what? This is only for you that is a little more advanced and do it real quick. So 1 6 of a pizza. How do I put that into a decimal? Let me try that. Well, that's why you need to learn long division. Because at the end of the day, we're only doing when we say 1 6 is what? 1 divided by 6. Right? It's the same thing. Right? It's not in the multiplication tables, is it? Right? You don't know the division tables and multiplication tables, so you have to say 1 divided by 6. And when we do long division, we say 6 how many times goes into 1? 0. I can't do it. So I put 0. And now I know I can put my dot here. Right? So I can borrow, okay, a 0, right? So now I go, 6 how many times goes into 10? 1, right? Now we get what? So I put 1 here. Subtract, what do we get?
4.
Is 4 less than 6?
Yes.
Right? So I did a good job. Then what do? Well, how many times is 6 going to 4? 0, so I got to borrow what? Another 0. And I can do because we're in the decimals, right? How many times does 6 go into 40?
36. I mean 6.
4 times one number gives me close to 40.
6.
Okay? 6. So 6 times 6 is what?
36.
36. And then 4, and the 0 repeats. So we get 1/6 equals 0.166. We'll put that little line on top to know that it's a repeating number, right? Understood?
Yes, sir.
If you wanted to convert from 0.166 to a percentage, we multiply it times 100. And we understand that 1/6, if you got in your school test, if you got 1 out of 6 questions right, the grade you got as a percentage, it will have been what? Well, when you multiply times 100, you move this how many times? 1, 2, 16.6%, which equals to what? NF, right? If you get 1 out of 6 in life, you failed. Understood?
Yes, sir.
We know how to add fractions. To add fractions, what do I need?
The same.
Can I subtract 4/8 minus 3/5?
No.
I can, but now right now I'll have to do more things. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Can I add 3/4 plus 5/4?
Yes.
Easy, right? What do?
3 plus 5, and that's it.
3 plus 5 equals what? 8 over 4. Hey, wait a second. What is 8 over 4? Do I know? 8 divided by 4 is what?
2.
Easy. Right? So you see how we start doing some operations? Can I easily subtract 4 divided by 7 plus 1/3? Add or subtract. It says subtract. Can I do that?
No.
Not easily. I will have to do something else. Right? I will have to make this look like the bottom. I will have to find what is called a common denominator. Okay? Once I have a common denominator, I can do it, but I'll teach you that on another occasion. But in order to add or subtract, we need equal what? Excellent. Now, check it out. What about multiplying? Wouldn't it be cool if we could multiply fractions? Yes, you can. So if I say 2 times 2, am I multiplying fractions?
No, sir.
But if I wanted to put it into fractions, all I have to say, well, 2 divided by 1 is a fraction, and 2 divided by 1 is a fraction. So 2 times 2 is the same as saying 2 over 1 times 2 over 1, which is equal to what? 4 over 1, which lets me know, wait a second, when you multiply fractions, I multiply the top numbers, and I multiply the bottom numbers. Because it's the same, 4 over 1 equals 4, and 2 times 2 equals 4. So that must be right. So let's say I have 3/5 times 2/8. What is the answer to that? 3 times 2 equals what?
6.
6, and 5 times 8 equals what? 40. All right, we're on the roll. Now we're multiplying fractions. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's divide fractions. Well, let's say 32, right, divided by 8 equals what?
4.
Wait a second. How do I do that? Have an idea. The only way that I can get 32 is if I flip this right here. So I have to say 32 over 1 times 1/8. I flipped it. Equals 4. Wait a second. What happens there? What it's telling me is anytime I want to divide fractions, right, I have to flip one of them. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So to get the answer. So for example, if I want to say 1/2 divided by 1/3, how do I do that? We have to first say, I show my work, 1/2 times 3 over 1. And what is this? Well, 3 times 1 equals 3. And 2 times 1 equals 2. Right? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow, I know it's Friday, we'll have a lot of playtime. We'll work on how do we simplify fractions. Now please make it a goal, my friend Eli here, to get in our fraction strat so you can start doing our assignments for fractions. Understand? First, you're going to start by looking at, right? Reading able to write your fractions, seeing visual fractions, and then we're going to increment our work. Okay? You're doing long division, which has a lot to do with this. I would love to see you guys working on that. Us?
Yes, sir.
Good job, guys.